Good evening,
The
Drew.
patented good evening, Drew. We are off to the races
We
with
are.
another podcast. Ugh.
How you doing?
I just had a whole big plate of ravioli.
Ooh, I like ravioli.
Oh,
What
man,
what kind of ravioli did you have? What was in the ravioles?
meat.
Okay, meat. Okay.
I listen. I don't want to cast aspersions on people who only eat, the kind that has cheese in it. But when I was growing up, when my mom would make ravioli, or we would get, actually, there was a really nice neighbor lady who used to make like dozens of ravioli, and you could buy them from her, and we would freeze them and we would eat them like on special occasions.
Okay.
We were most definitely a meat ravioli fan.
Okay. Yeah. I prefer meat ravioli, but I'm not gonna say no to cheese.
No, me neither. Me neither. In fact, there is like a pasta town, pasta ria, pasta palace, a place that sells pasta. I don't know what the right word is. There's a place that sells pasta here in Dublin, and you can buy it by the dozen. And again, I am absolutely a meat ravioli person. However, it seems like most of the stuff that they sell, and I'll get that's not how you spell ravioli.
Dude, I've been trying to spell it for like since we brought it up. I finally got it. I was curious if there's a ravioli emoji, and there is not, and that is a damn crime.
Oh, who do we have to talk to about that? What's the closest you can get? Hold on, let's look. Okay, real time follow up here. Going to my text. All right, I'm gonna send you a new text.
Search emoji. Hold on. Okay.
What's the closest we got?
There's a plate of spaghetti.
No, we can do better.
I'm just saying, but There's like that's like the only pasta one. I did a search because I have a fancy launcher, so I'm using Raycast emoji search, and I typed pasta, and all I got was a plate of spaghetti.
There is a plate of spaghetti.
Now it is a very cute plate of spaghetti because it's got the fork, like it's like twisting up the noodles. It's very cute.
Is there a meatball? No, there isn't. With meat, we get hamburger, drumstick, bacon, uncooked T-bone, and like the
falafel.
meat, the meat from Zelda that you have to give that guy.
Pot of food.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
Had a big old plate of ravioli and
nice.
really nice beverage that had booze and grapefruit juice in it.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, it was a nice little meal. Cool. Anyway, this place they seem to only make cheese ravioli, and I've had some real bangers from this place. Like they had like sun-dried tomato and cheese ravioli, and then they had
that sounds good.
And then they had like other like different types of cheeses in there, like stuff you don't normally expect. But I will absolutely fuck for some good meat ravioli. So I had that and a little Caesar salad. Yeah, it was a good night. What about you? What's going on? I have a question for you.
Okay.
Did you go see GWAR yesterday?
No.
Oh.
No.
Because you couldn't record yesterday, and I saw people taking pictures and putting them on social media of GWAR.
Was GWAR in town?
There was at least 2 people in my feed on Instagram because I don't go on Twitter anymore.
Well, fuck. I should have been there. No.
Were they here? Am I lying?
Hold on. Let's see. Well, yesterday was August. Oh shit. Well, they don't have the old tour dates. Let's. Hold on. One of these things. God. Yes, I know. I want to look into the past. Jesus, let me just look into the past. Okay, August 4th. They were in Cuyahoga Falls. Blossom Music Center.
Okay, that's basically Columbus.
I mean, I like GWAR, but I'm not going all the way to Cuyahoga. That's practically Cleveland.
Okay, whatever.
That is Cleveland.
Blossom's
a big venue for GWAR.
I'm not familiar with the various concert things of Cleveland. Although a concert in Cleveland caused me considerable job-related stress this week, though.
Job-related stress?
Yeah. without getting into it, I have to go to Cleveland
Okay.
to for a meeting, and I live not far from Cleveland, so I could make it a day trip. But we have an early start for what we're going to be doing this particular day, and there's other people that I work with that are going to be coming into town, and they all got hotel rooms, and I was like debating whether or not I wanted to stay overnight or just drive up the morning. Well, then they scheduled like a dinner. So I went to like go book a hotel room, and they're all booked up because Nickelback is playing Cleveland. So more reasons than not
Ugh.
like Nickelback. And there's also a
Ugh.
joke in there about that being the closest they're ever going to get to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but
That's true. I have to. My daughter's birthday is coming up,
oh, she wants
and
Nickelback tickets?
no, no,
Oh,
no.
okay.
But she did want concert tickets.
Ooh.
She wanted to. Let's see. Hold on. Make sure I send
Oh,
this guys.
oh, oh, I gotta be honest with you. I am like totally racking my brain about what sort of concert Arabelle would want to go to.
Okay. I don't know if you ever heard of this dude. His name is Stefan Sanchez.
No. Is that
Okay.
like Stefan?
Yeah. Hold on. I got a link. I got a link coming. I'm gonna put it under Ravioli. That won't make any sense.
Oh, that is an attractive young man.
Yeah. He sings kind of like it's it's like 50s style music,
Oh, he's a
right?
crooner.
Yes, yes, yes. He is a crooner.
Oh,
That is exactly how you would describe him. He is a crooner. Uh he is coming to the Columbus area. First of all, like she wanted hey, he has signed CDs on his store. Even though I don't have a CD player, I would just like to frame a signed CD from Stefan Sanchez. It was like $15 done. And then like, hey, he's also coming to tour. He's coming to Columbus on a Saturday, but it's also a Saturday of when Zach has a band competition, but he's in Cleveland the next day.
uh-huh.
So I bought 3 tickets for my wife to take Arabelle and one of her friends up to Cleveland to see Stefan Sanchez, not
Stefan.
Steve, Stefan Sanchez. So I have to get them a hotel room. That's I have to do that as well. So yeah.
Is he on? Yeah, there he is. He's on Spotify.
Uh-huh.
Let's get a little listen here.
Okay, I mean, go right ahead. It's not my style, but
I want
uh,
to. So is it like old standards?
yeah,
Lady
I
by
mean,
the Sea, Evangeline. Holy shit! This song has 621 million plays.
yeah, he's very popular. Yeah,
Until I Found You. Oh,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
this isn't for me.
No,
This is
no.
okay. Yeah, this isn't
Mm-mm,
for me.
mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm.
Good for her though. I'm
Mhm.
glad that she likes what she likes.
Yeah, she likes what she likes, and I'm glad it all worked out. And she's got a friend going with her, and it's going to be a big whole thing. So, and he's playing at the House of Blues in Cleveland, which is an awesome venue. Even though I haven't been there in a long time, and it could have turned to shit because it is Cleveland. But it is a much better venue than Kemba Live here. The boring Kemba Live. So
Really? But I thought Kemba Live was supposed to be good.
it's a perfectly fine venue. It just has no personality. It's very meh.
Oh, it's very like urban redevelopment,
Yeah,
gentrification.
yeah. This is an empty box you can make music in. It's fine. It's a perfectly fine venue. Uh, and they have the indoor and the outdoor venue there, so it's nice, right? But uh, House of Blues in Cleveland actually has some personality to it, and there's the restaurant as part of it, so they can make it a whole big night. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, since we're here and
Mm-hmm.
like topics are a little scarce on the list here, um, House of Blues. I got to put Stefan Sanchez on the list. What's your favorite concert venue in Columbus?
It doesn't exist anymore.
Alrosa Villa.
Alrosa Villa, baby.
That
It
was the
was a
one that every time I used to listen to the radio on the way to work, that seemed to be the place that everybody was always playing.
oh,
And that was over like on like near Morse and Carl, right?
yeah,
Somewhere over
yeah,
there. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It was an absolute shithole. But it was my kind of shithole. Uh, and it was the perfect size for uh the kind of bands I listen to. It was like, yeah, like they're not gonna fill a Kemba Live or a Newport Music Center. But they're too big for a little club. So Alrosa. The spiritual successor to Alrosa now is a place called the King of Clubs.
You've mentioned this place.
Yeah.
Where's it at?
It is. Oh, I should know this. It's kind of close to the same general area. King of Clubs is remember where technically where the continent is, but really where it used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's there. So it's not a great part of Columbus. But it's kind of the spiritual success. Yeah, 850 people, right? It's like the perfect size for the kind of shows I go to.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So if you're listening to this and you're like, we don't care about Columbus venues, just it's worth pointing out that the Columbus nightclub shooting is what comes up on Wikipedia. If you Google El Rosa Villa, that's where Dimebag Darrell got shot.
Yeah, exactly. It was where Dimebag Darrell was shot. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember where that was at. I'm just looking at it now. Beechwold, Olentangy. Yeah, it was like right south of Worthington there. Yeah, right off of, what is that? That's right off 71. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's where I thought it was. Man, that's crazy. So you like King of Clubs. I mean, any other place? Okay, so I promise we'll get off this topic, but like places that aren't Columbus, like what's a good place you've been? Like that place you went in New York?
Oh, geez, but I don't remember any of that shit was called.
Or Chicago. You went somewhere. You went on a big road trip with your buddies.
Yeah, I've been in quite a few different places, but I mean, I wouldn't call any of them super remarkable. Because like we saw Tool in Colorado, but that was just like in a big generic like stadium thing. Last time we saw Ghost was in like a smaller stadium, which apparently I can't go to. Now that Ghost got TikTok popular, I can't get Ghost tickets anymore. It's not possible.
Oh, really? They're TikTok popular?
Oh, yeah.
What happened?
They put a kind of slower version of one of their songs, Mariana Cross, and it went absolutely viral, and they absolutely exploded, and now like Ghost is full of like non-metalhead. Yeah, dude, like the whole vibe, like a vibe of Ghost has totally changed. Like the audience has changed. Yeah,
that's not good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he's gonna make a shit ton of money, but
can't the real metalheads just beat the shit out of these posers in a pit? Like, isn't that what's supposed to happen?
I mean, Ghost isn't like metal. It's it's hard rock adjacent.
Oh, is it mathcore? You keep saying mathcore. Okay, well, I want to get mathcore right.
Ghost is modern day Kiss, is what it is. So yeah.
Oh, is that, buddy? Are you okay?
I just like Ghost because I mean, dude, like they sing about the devil, and I love a band with a shtick.
So when you said they got TikTok popular, did they like make a sound that people are using, or did they actually put a video on there?
I think they just like put like their song available for other people to use, and it took off.
Which I got to be honest with you, right? Like that's the one thing about TikTok that I absolutely don't understand. Like people can put like other people's music on a video and go crazy ass viral, and nobody seems to care or want money for that. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, here I'll put a link to Loudwire right in here.
Loudwire.
They're a metal,
Ghost Mariana Cross viral TikTok. The song is this website complaining about all the new fans?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. Yeah.
I'll have to read this. Loudwire. Metallica albums ranked. Okay.
Yeah, but I tell you, like the last time I went to go buy Ghost tickets, it was for they were coming to Columbus. Like the show's already over. But like I had Ticketmaster up, and general admission tickets were first of all, the ticket prices went way up because now like they're TikTok popular.
Yeah,
so like
of course.
A general admission ticket was like $125 or something.
And
I was like, okay, you know what? I'll buy one. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I should buy two, just because someone's gonna want to go with me, right?
Sure.
Like, I didn't talk to anybody, but like someone's gonna want to go with me. So, but Ticketmaster, I had to like go back and do a new search. And in that 10 seconds, all of the general, all the tickets that were available were gone. And that same ticket was available via Ticketmaster resale for like $300.
Jesus.
And I was like, I guess I'm not going to Ghost. Close. So
Wow.
that's what happened. Yeah. Yeah.
Whew.
Oh.
That's I mean, good for Ghost though.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah.
And
Yeah.
and by the way, Loudwire, I take umbrage with this. Master of Puppets is not a better Metallica album than And Justice for All. I just want to put that out there. They ranked the best Metallica. I was literally listening to everything you said, I promise. But I was also reading this article about where they ranked the best Metallica albums.
I don't know. I think Master for Puppets is the better album. I mean, it's still pretty shitty.
Well, I think we can all agree that Ride the Lightning shouldn't be at number 2.
I don't even know where this article. I don't care. I don't like Metallica.
Okay.
Anyway.
That was good. That was good content.
That was
okay.
a good tangent. Drew, how's the car?
It's amazing.
Is it?
I have no regrets.
Good.
I've been making more coffee runs and, going out to lunch and just kind of tooling around. I really, really like it. I was super nervous about like, do I really want to own a convertible? Is it going to be as good as a regular car? It's even that and all that. I just, it's so great. I'm still sort of learning everything about the car, and what this car is going to force me to do is to be a more technical driver, not like a reckless driver, just like a more technical driver, because you can't not spend this kind of money on a car with this many performance features and not want to unwind it a little bit.
Okay.
Plus, my car can rank my drifts, which I don't think drifts are something that you should do on a road.
It can rank them
yeah. So there's an app. Yeah, there's an app called a BMW Drift Analyzer.
Okay. Is this a third part? This is not an official BMW app.
No. Yeah, it is an official BMW app. Here, I'm going to put a link in the show notes right now.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Okay.
Drift Analyzer. But what it does, and I think it's designed to be used on a track, but whenever you turn on certain modes, you'll get like a little star rating about like how good you did at Tokyo Drift.
Huh.
But that's what these cars are built to do. They're designed to be, little track adjacent cars that are really powerful. So I will probably never do this because I don't want to end up in a ditch. But it's little stuff like that.
So isn't there like a track in Columbus for like auto
Mid-Ohio?
Okay.
Yeah. So interestingly enough, if you buy a BMW, and especially if you buy like an M model, like let me just see what it's called because I can't remember exactly. Let's see here. Is it gonna let me do this? Yeah. So there's an option you can tick when you're building the car that's called M Drivers Package. Now the M Drivers Package does a couple things. It raises the electronic speed limiter of your car, because I think the cars are limited to like 150, 160 miles an hour. If you buy the M Drivers Package, it will up the top speed of your car to like 180 or 190 or something. I don't know. I can't remember what the numbers are, so don't hold me to that. But you also get a complimentary 1-day performance driving class at a BMW Performance Center. And I believe Mid-Ohio, I know there are people that have done it at Mid-Ohio. So basically, there's a person that, it's like an instructor-led thing. They basically teach you the basics of like how to drive on a racetrack, and then they let you like unwind a little bit. And plus, like the nice thing about a racetrack is they have overruns that are grass and sand and gravel. So like if you do go off the track, like you're going to get trapped before you hit like a tire wall. So yeah. Anyway, I'm really really excited to hit 1,200 miles on this because listen, I want to not necessarily drive like a crazy person, but I want to be able to drive a little bit faster and manually shift and rev a little bit higher. And I'm so goddamn sick of all these cars that just like blow past me once they see that I have an M car, and all I have to do is like drive like an old person. Like I just have to like wave, like I get it. Like I know kid in the Mustang that I would love to just like drop my car into M2 mode and accelerate through time past you, but I can't do that right now. But give me a little time.
So you have to wait till you're what, 1,200 miles before you can
1,200
really.
miles. Yeah.
And where are you at now?
I'm just under or just over 200.
Yeah, you got a while to go, man.
I mean, this trip to Cleveland is gonna get
That's
me up
true.
there.
Yeah.
And then I'll have to get it scheduled like a couple weeks out. So like whenever I get close to like 700 or 800, I'll probably try to schedule my service because it'll take a couple weeks to get a spot, and then we'll see how it goes. But no, the car has been absolutely phenomenal. I've got like everything set up just the way I want right now. I've got like all my settings programmed, and it's just so cool to like put the top down and like drive to lunch. And like we had the top down. Like I took my wife and my mother-in-law to the Irish festival today, dropped them off, popped the top down, drove them over there, picked them up later, went to dinner. Yeah, it's just great. It's just great.
Nice.
Yeah, really looking forward to the 1,200-mile thing. I'm still getting used to having a 2-door car instead of a 4-door car. I mean, that's really like the biggest thing that I don't want to say I have regrets over, but it's just a big change from like where I was. So, but again, 99% of the time it's either just me or me and Mandy in the car, so it's not a big loss. But like today we had 3 people in the car, so getting in and out of the back seat, is what it is. But with the top down, it's not too bad. But I'm really enjoying it. And I have a couple people that are like asking me why I didn't get an electric car. They're like, I thought for sure you would have like gotten an electric car. And I didn't, because I'm not ready for that kind of commitment.
Okay. Yeah. And like I think you explained that pretty well. Like you want this high performance, like, gasoline car. You like the sound that engines make.
Yep.
And you want to do that before you can't do that anymore. Yeah. Pay attention, people. It's all right there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, these people aren't the podcast listening type.
Well,
how's your car doing? You're about due for one, right?
No, I got another year on my lease. A little bit more, like about a year, about 14 months of my lease left. So
you have a great car, though.
I like my car just fine. Like I'm not a fancy car person. But
remind me, it's a hybrid, right?
No. It's just a plain old gasoline.
Why did I think you had that? Are you gonna go electric or no?
I would like to. We'll see. Things are complicated because my garage is a disaster area right now.
Got it.
And I need to get my wife to move her shit.
Well, just start leaving Post-it notes around.
Yeah. Because obviously I need to get a charger, and that needs to go in the garage, and the wall where it goes, where all of our old school stuff is, and it's not going back to a classroom now. It's just staying in my garage. So I say we should get a dumpster and throw a bunch of shit away, and she's like, no, and then it just sits in there. So
right.
Yeah. Anywho, I would like to get an electric car, but there's also a good chance that I'll just, if I'm not ready for electric car, I'll just buy out the lease on my current car and go, because my car's perfectly fine. It's it's a Sonata, but it's the nicest Sonatas they make. So
I've seen it a few times. It's a very nice car.
Yeah. And it's got ventilated seats, and I love that as a chubby dude in the summer. So I'm never going back.
I had those on my Mercedes, and I think they're in this car too. It's not air conditioning; it's just a little fan.
Yeah, but it's
blowing on your junk.
Yeah, I love it. I
don't like it. It's too weird. I like the heated seats. Don't get me wrong.
Heated seats are fine. I don't like. Actually, I like the ventilated seats more than I like heated seats. I like heated seats, but I'm a very low heat, short amount of time person.
Got it.
I wanted to get up to temperature and then turn it off.
Got it.
But ventilated seats, man, I'll just leave that on the whole ride. Just blowing on my butt. It's great.
I think mine blow on my butt and also like my low back.
Oh, I'd be better. Mine just does my butt.
Maybe I honestly don't know. I barely use them in my Mercedes, and I think when I was like having the product specialist show me my car, I think they turned them on briefly, and I'm like, please turn this off. I don't want this. Please don't want these on. I don't know. That acquired taste. Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the garage charger thing for the electric car. I mean, I just assume that if you're going to make the investment in an electric car, you might as well just set aside the money for an electrician to come install that thing.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
You need that,
you
right?
need that. Yeah, yeah. Uh, yeah. And it's also like the super high voltage shit because it's like 220, but it's like what, like
Yeah, because you want to
nine?
be able to
Yeah.
charge fast, right? Because if you try
Hmm.
to charge on a regular outlet, it's going to take forever.
Oh yeah. So you gotta get the heavy duty out there, and yeah, you definitely want to pay an electrician to come and put that in your garage. So,
The other question I would have for you is, are there places like where you go in your car that you could charge it?
I don't go hardly anywhere these days, but the places I go to, no, not a lot of electric charging stations in Pickaway County. So yeah,
Yeah, I was wondering, like, is there some at the school? Like, I know the place
no,
where you
there's
work
not.
probably
Yeah,
has electric charging spots, right?
I don't think they do. Yeah, or if, they might in the garage, but
Oh,
I'm not a
you're
garage
not a garage
person.
boy. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, but there's in Dublin in general, there's lots of places. Like every
Yeah.
parking area in Dublin has, you know,
Yeah, all the good parking
yeah,
spots are for EVs now.
yeah. So, but down here, no. So I definitely would need, the home charger to be able to have an electric car, which is fine. I have no problem with that. There's a couple of Teslas in the neighborhood, so I'm sure I could ask them like, "Hey, who'd you have install your thingy?" And they'll go, "Here, this electrician." I'd be like, "Great."
Yep.
Uh, but then I have to talk to somebody who owns a Tesla, and that's there's always some
Yeah.
risk involved there. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
mm,
Yeah, I mean, I was never a Tesla fan. I'm even less of a one now.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. I mean, should we talk about X?
I mean,
Oh,
I had this okay, quick diversion. So whenever they announced that they were changing the name of the company, I guess, not even the name of the app, but the name of the company to X, I had this weird thing happen on my phone where I had the Twitter icon
yes.
and I
Yep.
had the X.
Uh huh.
And when I would tap the icon, it would change to X as the application was launching. But then it would stay with the Twitter icon when I went back to like
And
my home screen.
there's like you have to provide like different size icons depending on what the use was. And the first one they did, they replaced some of the icons, but not all of them. So if you had X in a folder, it would show the Twitter icon. Yeah, it was really well thought out
I mean,
and well
just like
executed.
everything else that goes on, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say too much about it, but like you literally had one of the most powerful brands in Silicon Valley. Every sportscast, every newscast would
Yep,
say, "Here's our Twitter." They would read tweets. They would say those words, and you just flush that down the toilet. Like,
completely.
how dumb do you have to be? Apparently, Elon Musk dumb. Uh, yeah.
Yeah, it's real bad.
I think this move's going to go down in the history of like bad, like it's like when BlackBerry's like, the iPhone's not gonna be that big of a deal.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, where are you spending your social media time?
Mastodon, really. I check Threads like every other day. Just Threads hasn't really stuck with me. Uh, but I still like Mastodon. I get lots of good. I get the content that I want in Mastodon. Uh, so
I don't open Mastodon that much anymore. I will say that Threads is starting to be pretty sticky for me. They keep adding features to it. Like now there's a tab on there where you can just see the
yeah,
people you're following, which is a very welcome addition. So now that I have that, I'm pretty content with that. Um, Blue Sky is a thing that's in my life because a lot of people that I know are starting to go over there because I guess they're starting to open up more invites. But I feel like the fact that they keep gating this, they're missing out. I don't know why they're not opening this
yeah,
up to everybody yet. Like
yeah.
I feel like a lot of air's been left out of that tire.
Oh yeah, Threads is gonna eat their lunch. Uh,
So I flip back and forth between Blue Sky and Threads, but I'm on Instagram more than anything else.
okay. Yeah, I've never done Instagram. I've never posted. I don't. I think, I had an account because I have a Facebook account, but uh, yeah, Instagram's never really been my thing. I don't
I
know. I just, yeah,
I mean, I used to do my best work on Twitter, and I just haven't found a place to go
yeah.
be obnoxious anymore.
I've like I used to like periodically check Twitter simply for like some sports people. I've just stopped completely. Like I don't think I've opened it. I hadn't opened it well before he switched it to X,
Yeah.
and it just sits there. And I think I'm really close to just like deleting my
I
like
tuck it
just going nope, no more Paul Baylor on Twitter.
I tuck I tucked it into a folder for now. I have like on my home screen, I have all the main apps that I like use every day. So like Instagram's there, my app for my gym that I like sign up for classes is there, like my BMW app for like starting my car remotely, YouTube, Instagram, my camera, calculator, like all the big hits, right? X is buried in social. So like the only social media that I have on my home screen right now is Instagram and Threads. Blue Sky, Mastodon, and X are all sort of at various depths in a folder, with Blue Sky and Mastodon being further up the stack, so I don't have to swipe. But yeah, I can't, I can't do it anymore. And it's funny too because there's this weird thing that happens where if I see a funny TikTok, I'm almost guaranteed to see it like on an Instagram story in a couple days. Like
Yeah.
all that stuff seems to cross pollinate. But yeah, I can't. Man, they just ruined everything. He ruined everything.
They sure did. He sure did.
Big dumb battery boy
Yep.
ruined everything. Um, I got to be honest with you. This next topic, I have no idea what this is.
Okay. So I actually think they first launched. Okay. So I've been using a new web browser.
Okay.
Uh, I used to basically use Safari for my personal stuff and use Edge for my work stuff. I have switched both of those. I haven't made up my mind whether it's going to be sticky or not, but I have been using the Arc browser,
Arc.
for a couple of weeks now. For like they've been out for a couple of years, I think, but it was like invite only. And they finally opened it up to anybody who wants to do it, as long as you have a Mac. They're working on the Windows version, and it is a very opinionated browser. It does it does internet stuff, but it does it in a very, very different way.
Um,
Uh,
I'm looking at this. I
mhm.
don't understand. So please explain this to
Okay.
somebody like they're 7 because
Okay.
I don't get this.
Okay. So most browsers uh, are tab driven, right? So you have a bunch of tabs across the top, and you may have like bookmarks or favorites. But those are generally hidden. Usually you have to like go somewhere to like, maybe like a home screen or a menu bar to get into your bookmarks and favorites. Arc says, what if those were the same thing?
Mhm.
So there is no tabs. You essentially have so there is a sidebar on the left hand side, and then your browser is on the right.
Okay.
And on the left hand side, you basically can create spaces. So I have like a personal space and I have a workspace. And in that sidebar for that space, there is a list of essentially bookmarks of favorites. Okay. And you can put them in folders, but they're always there. And if you want to go, so like I have, for example, I have a folder called podcast, and it has a link to the podcast
Mhm.
and the show notes and for Libsyn and stuff. So that folder is open, and I have the Paul and Drew podcast doc selected, and then that's what I see in my browser. But if I wanted to switch to YouTube, I would open up my video tab, click on YouTube, and boom, then I'd be on YouTube. Uh, so like all your other stuff, it's still sitting there. And then if you open a tab that isn't in your like bookmarks, it shows down in the bottom. It's it's very very weird. Uh but also does some very interesting things that I really enjoy. So the first is so I like using the keyboard on the Mac, so I was very comfortable with hitting Command Tab or Command T to open up a new tab. Well, in Arc, that opens up basically a command bar. So I can do a Google search, I can put in a URL, I can search my favorites, I can do commands. So like if I had like an ad hoc tab open and I wanted to save it, I could do a search for pin tab, and I could do that command there. But let's say that say for instance you had a website like The Verge pinned to your sidebar, okay? And you're reading The Verge and you click a link that takes you outside of The Verge, okay? What it does is instead of it always kind of opens it up into a new tab when you do that, but it's kind of this weird, like it starts out as this weird like ephemeral kind of like pop-up window that is just kind of there, and you can close it or you can promote it to a full own tab of its own. You can send it to a different space. And it's got this feature called Little Arc. Little Arc is cute. If you click on a link outside of Arc, so in anywhere else like an Outlook or whatever, instead of just immediately taking you to the browser, it opens up one of those little fake temporary windows, like right where you clicked on it, that has whatever you clicked on. So if you click on a link in an email, you don't get basically sent to the Arc browser. You're still basically looking at Outlook, and there's this little temporary Arc window. And then if you want to send it to the browser, you can just hit Command O for open, and it goes and it opens in the correct space. It is really hard to it is hard to explain. If you are curious about Arc, they have some videos called it was like a quick tour of Arc. It is one of those browsers where it's not going to be for everybody because it is so very different than any other browser of how you navigate it. Like it's they're not really kind of tabs, they're just kind of little things, and you don't have to worry about closing stuff. You can basically set it like it'll automatically close everything after 12 hours of an activity. And then you can go to a place to look at all your archive tabs, things that it's closed for you. It is so unlike other browsers that I'm having a hard time explaining it. And it's not going to be for everybody, but I've been using it pretty solid for 2 weeks, and I think it's for me. There is one downside to it, and it is you thought Chrome was resource intensive. I ain't got nothing on Arc, baby.
Oof. Okay. I don't like that. You kind of have my curiosity peaked here. I'm not on my Mac right now, so I can't install and use this at the moment. But okay.
It's just so different because you don't have a bunch of tabs. You just have this sidebar with a bunch of shit in it, and you can change shit. And even if it's not open, you always see it. Like it's just always there. Like, hey, how you doing? And then you can add favorites, and favorites are things you can get to regardless of the space you're on. And some of the favorites, like Gmail, if you make a favorite that's like a Gmail thing, it automatically checks your email and puts a little dot beside it if there's unread email. If you're curious about it, I would watch that video that I linked and then maybe give it a try. But I think there's going to be just as many people who try Arc and go, oh no, this is not for me, as there is people who are going to be like, oh, I get it. It's a different way of thinking about managing all your bookmarks, and I think it's for me. I think I like it, Drew.
Okay. All right. So a couple questions here. I'm all for trying new things, and I will download this and try it. But you mentioned the resource intensive thing. So I guess my
Hmm.
first question is, what is it under the covers? Is
It's
it
Chromium.
it's Chrome, so it's Chromium. So it's a fork of Chrome. So fundamentally then, and this sort of leads to my second question, like have you encountered any websites that just don't work in it?
Oh, not at all. It works. Everything has worked absolutely flawlessly. Uh, and like as far as like extension goes, you get the full on Google Chrome extension marketplace, whatever they call it. So, I've got extensions loaded. So I have a content blocker, and I've got my, Instagram, not Instagram, Instapaper
Mhm.
extension in there. So yeah, but as far as like compatibility, it works great.
Now, with the spaces, you said
Hmm.
you have one for work and one for personal. Does it have like a separate profile for like logins and cookies and history and everything between them?
Uh, so there is another level called profiles where you do get that level of separation.
See,
Uh,
I feel like that's a whiff, right? Because if you're gonna tell me that there's a slider where I have the things that I use in my personal life versus my private life or my work life, I want the separation for the profiles to be there. Because like I have that right now, like in Edge, where I have different profiles saved in Edge, and I actually have different Edge icons on my taskbar right now that launch the different profiles. So I would be great if I had something where it's just sort of seamlessly flipped between them. And it had like different logins and everything. But you're saying that that's still a profile
that's still a
level.
profile. Yeah.
That's kind of a bummer. And I am not a bookmark person in my personal life. I'm only a bookmark person in my work life, just because I have so many different sites that I have to reference that have like really obnoxious URLs, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Oh, yeah. I have plenty of those.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess if hearing everything you said and looking at these different like screenshots and videos and things, if you're a big bookmark or favorites user, I feel like this is probably for you.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll
I would
try
agree
it.
with that.
It looks
It's
intriguing. Like I never got on board the vertical tabs or vertical things lifestyle that browsers are doing here, and it looks like
yeah.
this one is
Oh, it's
doing
yeah.
that.
It's very much doing that. Yes. Yes.
And then
But like, but
it looks
like,
like I can change the color of things, which
yes,
okay.
you can. Yeah, and like, but it's not just like. I mean, they do use the word tab because it makes sense. But like, if you have things pinned, you see it whether it's open or not.
Yeah.
Like it's just always sitting there, and then obviously it looks a little bit different. Like it has a little different appearance whether it's open or whether it's not, or if you have a folder, you can see whether you can tell by the icon if there's things open in it or not. But it's the command T, the command bar is just so like, so I can hit command T and I can do a search, or I can go to a page, or I can search for something I've pinned. I like that a whole lot. The little arc feature is just mwah. I wish more browsers. I wish every browser would just steal that completely. Just steal that idea because it's so good. But it does require you to basically make Arc your default browser for it to really work. So if you're serious about it, I'd make it your default browser for a week or so and give it a try. Uh,
Mm.
but there's a lot of it's it is hard to think that a browser can be so different than other browsers, but yet Arc manages to do it. Uh, and it don't feel bad if you bounce off of it. Oh, and there is an iOS version, but it sucks.
Okay, okay.
So there's that. I think they're going to try to make that better, and they're working on the Windows version now. Oh, and you can have it so it syncs all of your open tabs through iCloud. So if I opened up my work computer or my personal computer, Arc is always in the same state, which is I think kind of cool.
I'm on a page right now that says boost gallery,
Okay, so
and they all appear to be variations of people
mm,
looking at Twitter.
yeah, so I haven't played with Boost because I really haven't needed it. But what boosts are is uh, it basically allows you to write site specific CSS and JavaScript.
Oh
to modify
no.
a page, and then you can share them in a
Oh.
store. Yeah, I don't use them, but
Here,
that's
do
what they
more
are.
work that isn't work.
Yeah. I mean, I looked at that stuff and like I can see, like Paul like 25, 30 years ago being like, "Oh, yeah, I'm going to customize my Gmail with a different font and, make it all cool." And but I'm just like, "No.
Dark Google.
Yeah.
So it's literally just like CSS overrides for websites.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Oh,
But you can share them. There you go. Boosts. Boosts aren't for me, but yeah.
all these people are still using this browser to look at Twitter. That's
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking at everybody's screen name that are sharing here, and I'm like, I will never follow this person.
And Arc, it's from a company called it's the browser.company, and Arc is a very privacy focused browser. Though you do have
What does
to
that what does that mean? What does that mean to you?
they don't collect data about how you use here, there's the privacy policy right here. They don't collect data about websites you visits. They don't see what you type in your browser. We don't sell your data to third parties.
Okay. I mean, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's table stakes for most things these days.
Yeah, but it's literally the opposite of how Chrome works.
Yeah.
So
I have 3 browsers. I have at work, like my work computer, I use Safari for almost everything. And I get like a lot of weird looks from my coworkers, like, "You use Safari?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's a really good browser. You should try it." And they're like, "No, no, I use Chrome." I'm like, I don't think you understand. You're using a Mac. Like, Safari's fine.
mm-hmm.
The only time I use Chrome is when I'm using Google Meet, because it appears that a lot of the features of Google Meet basically assume that you are on Chrome. So if you want like background effects on your camera or anything like that, I have to use Chrome for that. So I have Fantastical set up to where when I click a join meeting button, it'll launch the appropriate browser or application.
Nice.
And it'll launch Chrome for any Google Meet links, which is pretty cool. But I use Safari almost exclusively, with Edge for basically anything I do in Azure. And anything I do like programmatic or doing demos, I do in Edge. But yeah, that's it. Those are my browsers. But this looks interesting. I mean, I'll try it. But like I said, I would have to adapt to a lifestyle where I use my favorites more in my personal life, I think. But no, this is cool. Yeah. This is cool. So how did you find out about this?
So a podcast that I listen to, the Upgrade podcast, one of the hosts there is a big fan of it. And I just saw it, like, I follow a bunch of Apple news sites on social media, and I saw like, hey, Arc is now out of private beta. Anybody can do it. And yeah, I downloaded it and gave it a try, and I've been sticking with it, and so far so good.
How long? How long you been using it?
About 2 weeks. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, so you definitely waited to bring this to the show.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that it was something I was gonna stick with, right? Because it is so very different. So
yeah. Okay.
It's yeah.
Well, while we're on the topic of things that you do, how's your Beats Pro?
Oh, they're fine. Yeah, they're perfectly cromulent headphones.
Okay.
Yeah.
And no heavies yet.
No heavies yet.
Okay.
They did send out a Kickstarter update saying they're going to be shipping out more headphones, but I'm still waiting on my.
Okay.
Yeah.
If it makes you feel any better, the fancy coffee maker that I am hoping to get in the fall, they said that their app is going to be ready. Their app has gotten approved on all major app stores. Okay. I mean, I'll be able to like program my favorite drinks, but I won't have a machine to make them on. Oh, this is the future we all wanted. Okay. All right, cool. So Arc, we'll check that out. Okay, a couple things to round us off tonight. Are you on, or is this Baldur's Gate 3 game on your radar?
I have purchased it.
Oh,
for my Steam Deck.
Is it Steam Deck compatible?
It is not verified, but it is playable.
Okay.
Officially, you can find a lot of people online basically saying, "Hey, do you want to try to get 30 frames a second out of it? Make these settings," and you do the settings,
no.
and You know what? It looks good. It runs fine. Like I haven't yeah, every once in a while I see some frame drops, but it's perfectly playable on the Steam Deck. Uh I mostly bought it because I wanted to you know what, this is a game I should pay full price for, and I should give the developer my money now.
Yeah.
I have to be in a particular mood to play this style of like slow turn-based RPGs. Like I enjoyed what this is the same developer did like the Divinity series.
Mhm.
Like I finished the first. I never finished the second one, but I did enjoy the time I played with it. I did play through like the first hour and a half of it just to kind of see what it is, but I'm probably going to set it down for a bit as I continue to throw myself into Diablo 4. So,
Okay. So
what about you?
I have not purchased it.
Okay.
Because I remember when Baldur's Gate 2 was the shit, right? Like I was in college when, or maybe I was just finishing college when that game came out, but all my friends played it. All my D&D nerd friends played it and liked it, and I don't ever think I made it out of the first zone.
Okay.
And I think people universally look at Baldur's Gate 2 as like some god tier game that I just bounced real super hard off of. But I have been like eyeing Baldur's Gate 3 as a game like, well, should I buy this? Because I like D&D.
Mm-hmm. It's D&D.
It's D&D, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you said it's turn-based.
With yeah, it's because when you get into combat, it turns into even more D&D.
Yeah, but I seem to remember.
Yeah.
Did you play Baldur's Gate 2?
Yeah.
But wasn't that like real time where you could pause and issue different orders and everything played out in real time? Or am I misremembering?
I think there was a game. Was that Neverwinter Nights that did that?
Or Icewind Dale?
Yeah, there was a game where it was turn-based, but it was continuously turn-based. And you could pause and change what the command was. But it was like turn-based, but not. I always played those games as completely turn-based because I think you need to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially when you're trying to manage a party.
Yes. And like this game, like I've like in the time that I've played, my party is now 4 people on it, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta manage 4 people now.
I heard it's very good. Like everybody seems to like, and this game was in early access for a while, and I didn't play it then. I was told myself I was going to wait for release, but I'm having a real hard time deciding if this game's going to be for me or not. And if you're telling me that it's totally playable on the Steam Deck without too many hoops to jump through, maybe that's what finally pushes me over the edge to get it. I heard it's like brutal, like real life, like get your shit pushed in dungeon master mode though for something.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Like it is a very tough game, and you really have to consider and manage resources and do all that stuff. So like it's hard mode D&D,
right?
But there is also like an easier difficulty you can drop it down into. And like I said, I like these games, but I like these games like not all the time.
I got it.
I have to be in a particular mood to have like, okay, now I'm going to start this really crunchy, very slow, lots of dialogue, lots of reading, kind of game.
Yeah, maybe I'll get this. Maybe I'll get this and get it on the Steam Deck.
I would recommend headphones because it does make your Steam Deck go whir.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Like on a full charge, Baldur's Gate your Steam Deck will last about an hour and a half.
Oh, well, fuck that.
But it's totally. I mean, that's how I'm gonna play it because I think having this kind of
an hour
game,
at a time.
Or I have a little portable battery. If I want to play it longer, I can always sit on the couch. I can always plug it into a battery. But I would recommend headphones. Otherwise, you're going to be hearing whir constantly.
So it's not optimized for it.
I mean, I don't think it's ever gonna be. It's too new of a game. The developer, I can't remember what their name is, they have stated that they're going to do the work to make it Steam Deck verified instead of just playable.
Okay.
So there may be some more
optimizations
in the future.
Yeah.
But it does, it runs now and it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I like D&D. Like I said, I really bounced hard off of Baldur's Gate 2 and Icewind Dale. Like those games, as much as we talk about Dungeons and Dragons and we played it, and Shadowrun and all the other tabletop RPGs that we played, like I just feel like a lot of these games, when they're put in front of me on a computer game, like I can't
Yeah,
do it.
yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Because like I don't know, maybe it's because when you're playing against a human as a dungeon master that has a story and everything that laid out, like if you want to go off the rails, like it's jazz, right? Like you just kind of do whatever and we'll
Exactly.
figure it
Yeah.
out. But like
Hmm.
at the end of the day, like there is a
Oh,
script.
they're scripted. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're playing a story and you're doing what it wants you to do and
Yeah.
talking to who they want you to talk to. And yeah.
But I
Yeah.
hear there's a ton of shenanigans you can get up to with
Yeah.
this game too. All right. I would love to hear more impressions if you play it more, but it sounds like you're still pretty knuckle deep in Diablo.
Yeah, as soon as we get off this call, I'm gonna go jump back on and grind some more renown. So that's what I'm gonna go do.
And renown is your like seasonal rank.
No, this is renown. Every area, as you complete dungeons and do side quests, you get renown, and as you get renown gets higher, you get extra skill points. And I'm at the point now where like I want more Paragon points, which is like the end game leveling up points. And I can do that if I grind renown. So I'm just doing a bunch of side quests trying to get 4 more renown points. Yeah, I'm deep in the grind, baby. I'm deep in the grind.
Okay.
Though I'm more than 2/3 of the way through the seasonal battle pass. So I'll probably get through that by the end of August. So
Okay. Very cool. Well, then I won't hold you up much longer, but I need your advice because I need a new TV show to binge.
have you ever do you have HBO? Oh, excuse me. Do you have Max?
No, I do not.
Okay. I would highly recommend a show on there called The Righteous Gemstones.
I've heard of this.
Yep. It's got John Goodman in it, and anything with him, he's spectacular. The gimmick there is they are a like mega church, like televised evangelist family who live on a compound together, and it's so funny. It's done so well. Absolutely, just absolutely hilarious. So I recommend that. I'm also almost through like my 4th full rewatching of BoJack Horseman on Netflix.
Oh, BoJack. I think I watched like the first couple seasons.
Yeah, it's BoJack Horseman is one of my favorite television shows, and it still holds up very well.
Okay.
So.
Okay. I could maybe fuck with that. Give me one more.
There's new seasons of both It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and What They Do in the Shadows on Hulu right now.
Okay, so I've already got caught up on It's Always Sunny.
Okay.
I don't know if I've watched the new season. And What We Do in the Shadows, what is that on?
That's on Hulu as well. Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever watched that.
I love that show. Have you ever watched the movie?
No.
Okay, the movie is the same premise, but not really related. It's one of those mockumentary styles, but they follow a bunch of a group of vampires that live together.
Okay.
And,
okay, I'm here for this.
And yeah, it's really less about the fact that they're vampires and more that they're all awful people living together. And I don't know, it's just so What We Do in the Shadows. There's like some of the episodes of that are like some of my all-time favorite episodes of television.
Okay.
Period.
Are they are they like real vampires or like cosplaying vampires?
Oh no, they're real vampires.
Okay.
Real drink blood, live forever vampires. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I might be in on that.
Yeah.
All right.
And
well,
just the accents alone. It's yeah.
Okay.
So there you go. There's some television to watch. Take
All
your
right.
pick.
All right. I will probably won't get the Righteous Gemstones because I'm not an HBO boy, but BoJack Horseman, I have watched most of it. I stopped watching it I think I got to like 3 seasons of it. And then what we do in the shadows sounds interesting. All right,
What we
well,
do
let's
in the
get you
shadows.
back
Okay.
to your Diablo. Let's
Yeah,
get out of here.
gotta go hit some more monsters. Hey, we're on the internet, doingtheirbest.com. You can find emails, social media links, all that wonderful stuff there. Uh, hey, and if you go to doingtheirbest.com/206, you will see the show notes for this very episode.
That's
All
right.
those wonderful links. Uh, everybody, thanks for listening.